Most plants on Earth are adapted to growing in soils that are alive, whether it be perennial pastures, vegetables, tree crops, annual cereals. Almost all plants on Earth have co-evolved to grow in a living soil. That's a soil that's full of a whole lot of soil organisms, bacteria, soil microbes. It's full of life. The general term we use for the living part of the soil is soil biology, and soil biology is a pretty broad and wide word that means a lot. In this little video, we're just going to introduce you to the concept and the four main parts of the soil biology story. The first key part of the soil biology story are the soil organisms. That's the range of insects and their cousins that live in any healthy topsoil. They include things like earthworms, mites, springtails, tardigrades, and a whole range of smaller guys, symphyla, pauropods, etc. There's thousands of different species, and depending on where you are and what soil type you're on and what management you've got, you should have a really good community of soil organisms in a healthy soil. The second part of the soil biology story are the microbes that are in your soil. So this includes your bacteria, your fungi and your protozoa. A healthy handful of soil might have trillions of bacteria, thousands of fungi, hundreds of kilometres of fungal hyphae even, and thousands of protozoa all together in that soil. So a healthy soil, the soil biology has to have lots of microbes in there as well. The third key component of your soil's biology is the organic matter. The organic matter includes the fresh residues and ground cover from plants, the dead plant roots, the dribble or what we call the exudates and the sugars that are coming off the roots, as well as a whole range of compounds that have been decomposed in the soil, everything from dead leaf right through to humus, which is the stable form of organic matter in your soil, the long-term stuff. Finally, the fourth aspect of your soil biology are the plant roots, the living roots of the plants that are growing in that topsoil. Plant roots are really important for modifying the soil, and they drive the whole life and community in the soil by putting sugars down and organic matter into the soil that everything else feeds on either directly or indirectly. So when you're managing for soil biology, it's important to have enough of those four components in your topsoil, no matter what type of soil you're doing and no matter what agricultural enterprise you have, whether it's dairying, grazing, cropping, horticulture. You need to have adequate biological health in your soil. And when we talk about biological health, we're talking about those four components: soil microbes, soil organisms, organic matter, and plant root activity. The reason soil biological health is so important for your soil is that the soil biology, those four aspects of your soil's living part, are really important for some really important processes in your soil. The first thing they do is they contribute to soil structure. Your soil structure, the friability, the crumbs and aggregates in your soil are created by that whole community interacting with the roots and with each other and with the organic matter. You can't buy soil structure in a bottle, you have to manage it, and managing those four components is how you create and maintain good soil structure. The second benefit that soil biological health has for you and your topsoil is that it drives the nutrient cycling in your soil. The nutrients in your topsoil, whether they come in from fertilisers or are coming from the parent minerals of your topsoil type, the cycling of them and the storage of them and the uptake by plants are all driven by the life in the soil. They really moderate a lot of that process. So soil life is really important for that process too. The third key benefit that having good levels of soil biological have for your soil is that it helps to regulate soil-borne pests and diseases. Things like nematodes that eat roots, fungal diseases in crops, all of those things can be minimised and kept in check to a great extent when you have a good level of soil biological health. The final benefit that soil biological health gives to your topsoil and your farm enterprise is it helps optimising plant health and plant growth. The community in your soil, from the microbes to the soil organisms and the active plant roots, create a whole range of beneficial compounds and a beneficial environment that optimises plant nutrition and plant health as well. Maintaining soil biological health is really important for your farming, grazing or dairying business, and there's a couple of key things you can do to really optimise soil biology and keep that topsoil, one of your really important assets, in good condition. The first thing you can do is keep good levels of organic matter at all times. Whether you're in a cropping or grazing situation, it's about keeping litter and residue cover as much as possible on your paddocks through the seasons and the years. The second thing you can do is keep good levels of organic matter there, and that means optimising the plant root biomass as well as residues on the surface covering the soil. So optimising organic matter is really important. The third thing you can do is aim to get diversity of plants through the seasons. So diversity of plants is all about getting different species either all at the same time. If I've got a well-managed perennial grass or pasture, it should have a diversity of species in it. Or if I'm in a cropping situation, it's about getting crop rotation and multi-species cover cropping going to really optimise that diversity. That really helps with driving the living part of your soil's health and function. The final thing then, of course, to help is to minimise disturbance of your soil. So disturbances include tillage and too many fertilisers and other agrochemical inputs. So there's nothing wrong with tillage, there's nothing wrong with fertility inputs and other agrochemical inputs. But often we put them on too high rates too often, and that can really throw around the soil community. So it's about using those inputs and tillage really carefully to minimise that soil disturbance. So managing your soil biology is a really important skill for you as a farm manager. So try to build your understanding around soil biology and how to manage it by looking at videos, going to workshops, and follow the links to Golden Murray Landcare and the other links available to build your knowledge and skills around your soil and its biology.